All eyes were on the Education Ministry to see how it would justify a classification period in excess of 30 years. However, the Education Ministry's lawyer did the unthinkable. When the judge asked for confirmation that the ministry refused to disclose Tsai Ing-wen's career files because the files were confidential, the lawyer responded in the negative. The Education Ministry's lawyer actually said Tsai's career files were never classified. You didn't hear that wrong. The lawyer said that the Education Ministry rejected Professor He Defen's request to see Tsai's career files because the ministry did not know which specific files she was talking about. The ministry was afraid that He was asking for sensitive information that could not be publicized. It turns out this was just one big misunderstanding. The reason why Tsai's files weren't provided was because of poor communication. The ministry just didn't know what Professor He wanted. Is this really the case? Since the beginning, the Education Ministry has been fighting a battle of asymmetrical information. First, it packaged Tsai Ing-wen's career files together with sensitive documents in order to selectively classify information. However, that sensitive information was created 30 years ago. Professor He argues what kind of confidential information can 30-year-old documents hold that is still relevant today? Things that couldn't be packaged with sensitive information, like diplomas and resumes, were protected under the guise of personal information laws. Nothing could be made public. That's the story the Education Ministry stuck to.
那为什么我之前要小英总统出任副教授跟升等教授的相关资料的时候，你可以在2天，包括138年12月30号才能解密的，你马上就可以解密给我。部长，我要跟你讲一个笑话。是当我跟你要那个7月19号你给我的资料的时候，是总统府同时公布说，总统的升等论文找到了，在哪里可以收到？你知道吗？你们是同步作业，一边给我资料，一边教育部开记者会，一边总统府提供资料，是因为你们准备好了，所以给了我。所以不管有没有机密，你都给我。
跟委员报告哈，因为教审资料哈，在部里面的档案资料保存，我们都是用密件。
委员，这个如果涉及各资，就是应该要遵守各资来调，因为委员有质询跟教育部也有维护即使是总统的各资权利了。
If the Education Ministry could provide then legislator Apollo Chen with Tsai's files, which were said to be confidential, then how can its lawyer claim the files weren't classified in court? The Education Ministry gave Apollo Chen original confidential files that were supposed to be classified until 2049. Furthermore, those files had a classification period that exceeded 30 years. The maximum duration a file is allowed to be kept confidential under national law. The Education Ministry deviously took Tsai's career files and attached them to sensitive information meant for classification. That's what the Education Ministry wanted the public to believe it was doing over the past 2 years. However, the legality of such classification methods is questionable. That's why the Education Ministry didn't dare draw attention to the confidential files at all. The ministry lawyer was better off saying the files weren't confidential. If the ministry insisted on the confidentiality of the files, then it would have revealed that it violated Article 27 of the Classified National Security Information Protection Act, which states, quote, "Upon reaching the date of declassification, classified information shall be automatically declassified," unquote. According to what朱俊彰said, Tsai Ing-wen's files should have been classified on August 1st, 1984 for 30 years. Meaning the files should have been declassified automatically in 2014. Because of classification duration restrictions, it's obvious that Tsai's files were not made confidential in 1984. That's why the Education Ministry was able to classify said files on July 19, 2019 until December 31st, 2049. It lied to the people and allowed Tsai Ing-wen to keep her career information a secret for even longer.